noticed you've just signed an extended contract. What does that mean to you, being an Accrington boy?
Yeah, it means everything. Obviously that was always the goal after signing my first pro last season. I wanted to get into the team, which I've managed to do now, and now I've just got to stay there, and it's a lot of hard work now for the next contract in a couple of years' time.
Run through your background, because you've been here a while, but I guess not a lot of people know a lot of things about you.
Yeah, so I'm a local lad. I lived in Accrington until I was about 16, then moved to Rushden, which is still really local. So I know a lot of the fans. I've grown up with a lot of close friends that are fans now as well. So I always feel it's really important whenever I pull the shirt on to make sure I represent them in the right way.
What about your footballing background?
As far as footballing background is, I was grassroots right until 16. And then I had a couple of offers from clubs, chose to sign my scholarship here. 2 great years with some really great coaches that brought me on loads, and then that takes me up to signing my first pro last season. And then John and Jed have been brilliant with me all last season, getting me the right loan moves to make sure I'm developing properly. And then this year they've shown good faith in me, and I'm happy that so far up to now I think I've repaid that, and now I need to carry on doing that.
What was last year like for you? Because you made your Accrington Stanley debut and you went on loan. Tell us about how that year developed you.
Well, it's difficult because obviously you want to come in and play straight away, and is it realistic? Probably not. No. So it's just important that whenever you get sent out on loan, that you've got to make sure you're the best player on the pitch, and that's the only sort of way you can go about it really. If you want to play in the league, then if you're playing at a level lower, you have to make sure that you're the best player on the pitch every week. Otherwise, you're going to struggle.
And what did you learn in your loan moves?
Just a lot of like the other side of the game, not so much ball on the floor. It's more about the sort of fighting side of football. Just getting up tight against your man, all the little clever tricks that you need to know really to be aware of when you're playing on a Saturday. So yeah.
And obviously you came back in pre-season, fighting for first team place, but probably not sure whether you'd get one. And then all of a sudden, first game of the season, you're there in the starting lineup.
Yeah, it wasn't a shock really, because in the build up to that Gillingham game, obviously we do shape work and I was in the shape, but I remember being disappointed because on the last pre-season game against Rotherham, I was on the bench and I didn't get any minutes, and I was sort of wondering what my plans would be for the season. Would I be staying around? Would I be going back out on loan again, waiting for my chance? But unfortunately we had an injury, but that creates an opportunity obviously for someone else to go and take a shirt, and that's thankfully what I've managed to do, and I just need to keep hold of it now really.
Unfortunately, after the first game, you just picked up a man and not, which just knocked you back a few weeks, but to come back again and cement your place again must be fantastic for you.
Yeah, that was honestly so frustrating. I felt like I'd done really well in the Gillingham game, and literally right at the end, 2 minutes left, you go and roll your ankle and you're out for the rest of the month pretty much, and then you're sort of wondering like, do I have to start again now? And thankfully the gaffer and Jed put the faith in me again in the Colchester game, and I had to start from square one kind of again and take my chance, and luckily I managed to do that. So
what's League Two football like? Because you're coming up against some really experienced strikers. You look at Albert Adoma the other day, who's played for years and years. You're coming up against some really experienced strikers.
Yeah, I think it's a good league for that. I think there's a good mix of like up and coming players that are young, and then also players that have been at the top that are working their way down. So there's so much to learn from playing in the games, and it's a really competitive league. So I'm really privileged to be in the position that I am, getting the minutes at the minute on a Saturday.
And to get the man of the match, I know it was a defeat against Walsall, but to get the man of the match, was that kind of a sign of how far you've come really?
Yeah, bittersweet obviously because we got beat, but just to think that last season I wasn't in the team, and then we're what 9 games into this season, and I've played 5 times now, or is it 4 or 5 times, and to get a man of the match in only my 4th or 5th game is just like a really big milestone to achieve. So yeah, I was delighted.
Who helps you in the dressing room, because you are only a young lad? Who do you look to for advice?
Yeah, it's a massive part of it. So Fazzy's been out injured at the minute. He's always getting in and around me on a game day, making sure that he's getting loads of little details into me where I could just be a little bit better or get a little bit more success. Devon is massive on the pitch as well. Wardy, he's been brilliant with me. They've all been really good, not just the defenders as well, other players around me, just giving little bits of support here and there, and it's a great dressing room. I couldn't ask for a better bunch of lads to be around me on a Saturday and be bringing me on as well.
It's a bit of a pinch me moment now because you've got a new contract. You're going to be a professional footballer for the next few years and hopefully longer. And I suppose you fulfilled your dream.
Yeah, well, kind of. Not that it didn't feel real before, but now it's starting to feel a lot more real. You're playing on a weekend and you've been offered a new contract, and it just feels like it's all starting to kick off now, if that makes sense.